Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more interesting stories like these. Now, let's get into today's story video.
Perfect on paper, wife left me for her abusive ex-boyfriend. The plot of the narrative is as follows. I'm 31 years old, and she's 27 years old. We've been married for 5 years, and we've been together for 8 years before that. I'm still passionately in love with my SDB ex-wife, despite our distance. Towards the end of the summer of 2018, she started to express a need for separation or a need to be alone. The reason for this request was genuine, and I'll explain why. Since 2016, we've been enrolled in nursing school, where we're studying toward our bachelor's degrees. Since 2012, we've been living together in a studio apartment. For the most part, we were together 24 hours a day, doing almost everything together. There were a few exceptions. Every now and again, one of us would go off and do something on our own, but these were few and far between. In any case, when she expressed a wish for more space for the first time, we spoke about it and determined that her only other option was to remain at her parents' house. She doesn't feel at peace in that place, and she didn't like for the idea. After that, we spoke about marriage treatment. We realized that marriage treatment is very expensive and much above our student budget's means. It was she who told me about some of the issues between us that were causing her distress at the moment. We had far too many little disagreements, and we were both prone to become engrossed in insignificant details. In her complaint, she provided 3 examples. I notified her when she was permitted and prohibited from purchasing products, and she felt as if her every move needed my permission at all times. It was the second difficulty that I created, in that I pushed her too hard to go to the gym and eat healthfully. It was the third thing she said that made her feel as if I was speaking to her as if I were her father, telling her what she needed to do. Due to her insistence on having total control over our finances and budget, the first 2 were particularly challenging for me. To ensure that we had enough money to last us through the summers of 2016 to 2019, I was in charge of managing our finances. In terms of the gym, she specifically requested that I push and motivate her to be more physically active. When I questioned her about these 2 difficulties, she responded by saying that I had gone beyond. Now, I admit that I have been speaking to her as if she were my daughter. I made the mistake of assuming I was smarter than she was and did not offer her enough independence. I didn't like telling her what to do, but looking back, I see that I did it often enough to cause issues for her. Being together and doing everything as a group is quite challenging. We were ecstatic about our marriage at the time. She told me and everyone else that she loved me beyond all else, that she was delighted with me, and that she was aware of our future plans. She was overjoyed. She'd conjure up nice images of us going about our business in the present and the future. Our life was great. She told me that I provided her with the best she'd ever had in her life. Others referred to our relationship as goals on a number of occasions. Strangers would pay for us drinks and meals at local establishments. This has happened 3 times. It took all of us working together to go from our disadvantaged beginnings to discovering our true love. We were each other's source of motivation to achieve better. We will both be graduating from nursing school in May of this year. After graduation, we'll be spending a lot more time apart, which we've called space. Instead of exchanging similar experiences, we will have a variety of them to talk about. We'll have plenty of money to go out and accomplish the things we've been putting off for the last several months. We won't be as stressed out because of school, money concerns, and the fact that we will constantly be together. We'd restore our sense of self-determination. In the foreseeable future, the actual saga began around the end of December 2018. She has been attempting to create new, intimate pals, but her efforts have been futile. She doesn't speak to her previous acquaintances because of conflicts and destroyed bridges. She requested if she could contact her violent ex-boyfriend via me. They had a wonderful relationship before they dated, and he was the only person in her background who was willing to be friends with her. Naturally, I said, no, that's a poor idea. She still did it, telling me that I had to let her make her own decisions. That rekindling of a friendship rapidly became an emotional affair. I instantly sensed something was odd, and we argued over her stopping this connection with him. 3 weeks later, at the end of January, she informed me that she was divorcing and moving in with her parents to give us some space. She said that she had fallen out of love with me and that she needed time to sort herself out. I was sad since she had departed the next day with several of her clothes. Her parents contacted me, and we spoke. She had moved in with her violent ex that day and hadn't spoken to her parents until the following day. She also lied to them, telling us just that she had parted from me. I chatted with my SBTX a few days after she went to find out the truth. She informed me that she had moved in with him, slept with him, and that we were no longer together. I left my place to reside with relatives. My friends and family have been really supportive. Her whole family is behind me, and they are fed up with her, to the point of cutting her out. Her previous connection with this aggressive ex-boyfriend has left her emotionally and physically scarred, once leading to a hospital visit. The present, after 18 days, we talked again. She informed me she left because we no longer had a spark, and she doesn't see me in her future. She informed me that our relationship was great on paper, and that I was extremely kind to her. But she now claims that she was not in love with me for 2 years. She proved it to me and everyone else we know. Then she informed me that the entire incident was her fault and that she deserves whatever terrible things come her way. She has informed our common acquaintances that she feels lonely since none of her/our friends or family members are there for her. I believe it is clear why no one is rooting for her. She cheated on her beloved spouse and fled to her cruel ex. She claims she never cheated on me. She believes that since she stated her want for a separation and then slept with him on the same day, and moved in with him, she is not cheating. You'll have to tell me. She claims to love him and be content. The future? I am suffering from PTSD, anxiety, and panic attacks. I put my confidence in her and gave her my whole heart. I wish she had simply informed me what the problems were and how severe they were so we could have worked them out sooner. I wish we could solve things right now, but I know that's not feasible. We were so close to achieving our dream of earning a degree and living a happy life together. Now I have to see her at school every day and feel devastated all over again. My pain is compounded by the fact that she was my best friend. That is what I am missing the most right now. Thank you for taking the time to read my story. Given the circumstances, I wrote it as good as I could. Update: I've received some fresh information about my WS that has cemented my decision to move on. The news breaks my heart, but it is also reassuring since I can see that there is nothing more I want from my WS. The WS has been in love with her violent ex-BF for 3 years, it turns out. She doesn't comprehend love and instead confuses infatuation with it. She has also been seeing her violent ex-boyfriend AP for at least 1 month longer than she informed me. The ultimate blow, however, came when she said that WS has been looking at me as a route to bring her to where she wants to be in life since approximately 3 years ago. As an example, consider a stepping stone on a walkway. Talk about being manipulated. Gaslighting is all too common. Other aspects are right out of the cheater's script. I indoctrinated her and made her act differently. I made her antisocial, I was domineering. The list goes on, and it's nearly all false. It's absolutely amazing how closely all of the cheats basically follow the same script. Oh, she also stated I'd never wanted children and would have been a horrible parent. The truth is that I enjoy children, that I wanted them, and that everyone tells me what a wonderful father I would be, including WS. In any case, I'm glad I didn't have any with her. She has said that she realizes she gave up everything to be with this abusive BF. She has expressed her loneliness as a result of the lack of support from her friends and family. She's begun drinking a lot of booze and smoking cigarettes, among other things. She has a very different appearance and demeanor. Her physical condition is worsening. The karma train has started for her as well. She will most likely not be able to finish college in May as planned since she is 1 unit short on a needed GE art course. Anyway, I can see now that she was never who I believed she was. Next time, I'll listen to my family when they warn me that the lady I'm dating isn't all she's up to be. So she was served the day before yesterday. So far, I've only had 1 missed call from her. Thank you for taking the time to read my story.